Ever find yourself wondering if, all that hard work is actually getting you somewhere? If those goals you're aiming for are actually getting closer?
Yeah, are they actually within reach?
Exactly. Well, today we're going deep into this really fascinating world of manifestation. We're talking about the signs, the subtle ones, and maybe the not so subtle ones the universe might be sending your way.
Right, because whether you're totally new to this idea or you've been practicing manifestation techniques for ages, knowing if you're actually on the right track is, well, it's pretty key.
It really is. And for this deep dive, we're looking at some insights from a recent YouTube discussion. It featured manifestation coach AJ Mishra on the Speaking Tree channel.
AJ Mishra, yeah. He has some interesting takes.
He does. So we're going to unpack what he shared, try to help you understand the signals you should be looking out for.
Basically, the mission here is to give you some, practical knowledge. How can you tell if your efforts are lining up with what you want? And why might you be feeling certain things or seeing certain events happen?
Okay, so where do we start? What are those first hints that things might be aligning?
Well, what's really interesting, and AJ Mishra points this out right away, is that sometimes the biggest initial sign isn't internal. It's actually seeing similar things happening for other people.
Okay, let's really dig into that. So you mean if I'm focusing my energy on, say, manifesting a new job,
right,
and suddenly I start hearing about friends or maybe people on social media landing new positions, that's not just random.
Exactly. Mishra suggests that's actually a really positive sign from the universe. It's it's showing you that your desire, that job in your example, is becoming ready for you too.
It's like the possibility is becoming more real in the collective energy field.
Precisely. It's like the universe is saying, see, this is possible. It's happening. It can happen for you too.
Okay, but this is where it gets tricky, right? Because honestly, the first reaction for a lot of us, maybe even me sometimes, is that little pang of jealousy. That, oh, great for them, but what about me? Feeling.
And Mishra really flags that as counterproductive.
Right. He says that feeling jealous or resentful actually blocks your own manifestation.
Absolutely. He explains that feeling jealousy puts you in a vibration of lack, essentially. It's like you're telling the universe, I don't have this, which reinforces the not having. The law of attraction, attracts like.
So if you're feeling lack and resentment, you attract more circumstances that make you feel that way.
Exactly. You're basically tuning yourself to the wrong frequency for receiving what you want.
So the shift then, the correct response, according to Mishra, is to genuinely feel happy for that other person.
Yes. Feel happy for them, celebrate their success, and then affirm to the universe, I'm happy for them, and I'm ready for mine too.
Okay. So you acknowledge their success as proof it's possible and declare your own readiness.
Precisely. That aligns you with the energy of receiving, with abundance instead of lack.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. Shift the envy into affirmation. Okay, so that's a big external sign. What about other positive indicators? Maybe things that are a bit more personal or subtle?
Yeah, he mentions a few others. Repetitive numbers are one a lot of people talk about.
Like seeing 11.11 or 222, 555, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Mishra suggests these can be seen as little signs of alignment, like the universe winking at you, saying, yep, you're in sync right now.
Like little cosmic check-ins. Interesting. What about internally? How do our own feelings play into this?
That's huge. A really strong sign is an increasing feeling of inner joy and genuine excitement about your goal. Not just general happiness, but happiness specifically tied to the thing you're manifesting.
Explain that a bit more.
Well, he uses an analogy. Think about top students who actually enjoy studying, or athletes who find real joy in their training, even though it's hard work.
Okay, yeah.
When you start feeling that kind of inner happiness and anticipation bubbling up specifically around your goal, that's a really potent sign that your energy is aligning with it.
That clicks. It's like you're enjoying the process, the journey towards it, not just desperately wanting the end result.
Exactly. You're starting to resonate with the feeling of already having it.
What about small, seemingly unrelated good things happening? Like finding a parking spot right away, or someone giving you an unexpected compliment, or maybe a small discount on something.
Yes, those count too. Mishra says these little positive occurrences, these small wins, are indicators that your overall energy, your vibration, is becoming more receptive.
So it's like your general luck is improving.
Kind of. It shows your energy field is becoming more aligned with positive outcomes in general, making it easier for your bigger manifestation to come through. It's like the universe is sending you little appetizers.
Appetizers. I like that. Okay, so those are encouraging signs. But manifestation isn't always smooth sailing. What about signs that suggest maybe we're off track or that something's not quite right?
Right, there are signs of misalignment too. One key thing Mishra points out is noticing negative news or suddenly developing negative feelings specifically related to your desire.
Okay, give me an example.
So let's say you're really set on moving to, I don't know, City X. You're visualizing it, feeling good about it, but then you suddenly start hearing lots of negative news about City X, or you talk to someone who just moved away and hated it, and it gives you this uneasy feeling.
So it's directly connected to the goal. Not just general bad news, but specific negative input about your target.
Precisely. That could be a sign to pause, to reevaluate, or maybe that the timing isn't right, or perhaps that specific city isn't the right manifestation for you.
And what about just gut feelings, intuition?
Absolutely crucial. Mishra really emphasizes listening to your intuition, that persistent feeling deep down that something is wrong, even if you can't logically explain why.
That little inner voice saying, maybe not this.
Exactly. That's often your subconscious or your higher self trying to guide you away from something that isn't truly aligned with your best path.
It takes practice to trust that sometimes. He also mentioned something about dreams, didn't he? Especially referencing Dr. Joseph Murphy.
Yes, that was fascinating. For people who are maybe more spiritually connected or very in tune with their subconscious, dreams can apparently offer warnings or important insights.
Like Dr. Murphy's story about having a dream warning about Japan before the Pearl Harbor attack.
Exactly. That's a dramatic example, of course, but it illustrates how the subconscious might process information or energies we aren't consciously aware of and present it in dream form.
Wow. It really makes you wonder what signals we might be missing. You know, I actually had an experience like that myself years ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was interviewing for this job. On paper, it looked perfect, ticked all the boxes, but during the actual interview, my voice just kept closing up. Like I physically struggled to speak clearly.
Oh.
Looking back, it was such a clear physical sign that something was off, that it wasn't the right fit for me, even though my conscious mind really wanted the job.
That's a perfect example. It's your body, your deeper intuition, giving you a very clear signal that wasn't aligned, even if logically it seemed right. It really backs up Mishra's point about listening to those inner cues.
Definitely. Now, something else Mishra talked about, which ties into this, is the idea of negative manifestation. How our fears and negative beliefs can actually attract the things we don't want. He brought up Murphy's Law.
Right. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Yeah.
And the manifestation perspective on that is basically what you focus on expands. Your dominant thoughts and feelings act like a magnet.
So if you're constantly worried about something bad happening,
You're essentially putting your energy and focus there, which can unfortunately draw that experience to you. Mishra points out something quite interesting. Sometimes negative things manifest more easily than positive ones.
why would that be? That seems backwards.
Well, think about it. Often we have less doubt about negative possibilities. We've often been conditioned since childhood with warnings, don't touch that, you'll get hurt, be careful, you might fail. So there's less internal resistance to believing something negative could happen.
Okay. We almost expect the negative sometimes, or at least accept its possibility more readily. Whereas for big positive goals, we often have layers of doubt. Can I really do that? Do I deserve it?
Exactly. That doubt creates resistance to the positive manifestation. Plus, Mishra suggests, this ties into subconscious programming. Those childhood warnings can become deeply ingrained negative beliefs that run on autopilot.
So how do we tackle that? How do we stop those old fears and negative patterns from basically hijacking our manifestations?
The key, according to Mishra, is reprogramming the subconscious mind. You have to consciously work to overwrite those old, unhelpful programs.
Okay.
He focuses on two main techniques: affirmations and visualization.
Right, affirmations are repeating positive statements.
Yes, consistently repeating statements that affirm the reality you want to create. So, for that fear of flying example we touched on earlier, it might be repeating, I am safe and comfortable when I fly. Flying is a smooth and easy experience for me. You repeat it until the subconscious starts to accept it as truth.
And visualization.
That's about creating a vivid mental movie of your desired outcome. Really feeling it, seeing it, hearing it in your mind. So for the flight, you'd imagine yourself calm, boarding easily, enjoying the flight, landing safely, feeling relaxed.
Engaging all the senses in the mental rehearsal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mishra mentions how top athletes, like the javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra, use visualization all the time. They mentally rehearse the perfect throw, the win, over and over. It primes their mind and body for success.
It makes sense. You're training your brain to accept the desired reality. But Mishra also stressed that it's not just about thinking positively, right? Action is involved too.
Oh, absolutely critical. He's clear on this. Manifestation isn't passive wishing. It's co-creation. You do the inner work, the focusing, visualizing, affirming, but you also have to take inspired action in the real world.
So if you want the job, you visualize getting it, yes, but you also have to, polish your resume, network, apply for jobs.
Precisely. It's about aligning your inner state and your outer actions. You do your part, take the steps you can, while trusting the universe to handle the parts you can't control.
Okay. What about when people have multiple goals? Can you manifest like a new relationship, better health, and a career boost all at once? Or should you focus?
Mishra suggests that each goal has its own energy, its own alignment process. So while you can work on multiple things, your primary focus gets the most energy.
So prioritizing helps.
Definitely. Putting more focused energy on your top 1 or 2 goals generally increases the chances of them manifesting sooner. It's about where you direct your attention.
He also mentioned something about balance across life areas.
Yes, the idea of having goals in the 4 main areas: career, health, adventure or finances, and relationships. Aiming for progress across the board helps create a more balanced and fulfilling life, rather than putting all your eggs in one basket.
That seems like a healthy approach. Avoid getting tunnel vision on just one thing. And what if you feel really stuck, like you're doing the inner work, taking action, but hitting wall after wall?
Mishra's advice there is interesting. He suggests kind of communicating with the universe or your higher power, like actively asking for guidance.
How? Through prayer or meditation.
Yeah, or even just setting a clear intention. Okay, universe, source, God, I'm doing my part here, but I'm stuck. Please show me the way, send me a sign, open a door, give me clarity. And then being open to receiving that guidance, maybe through an intuition, an unexpected idea, or a synchronicity.
So sort of asking for help when you've hit your limit.
Exactly. Acknowledging that you're part of a larger process and asking for that higher assistance when needed. He believes if your intention is clear and you're genuinely putting in effort, guidance will come.
So really the big takeaway seems to be about awareness, paying attention.
Absolutely. Paying attention to the signs around you, like other successes, and the signs within you, your feelings, your intuition, even those little seemingly random events. They're all offering feedback.
Valuable guidance on your manifestation journey. So, for you listening, maybe take a moment now. Think about the signs you've been noticing lately, related to your own goals. Are you seeing those positive reflections in other people's lives?
Are you feeling that inner excitement building? Or maybe, are there some warning signs, some feelings of misalignment that you've perhaps been brushing aside?
Yeah, and now that you have a better handle on what these signs might mean, how can you, actively work with them? How can you use this information to align yourself even more closely with what you truly desire?
What's maybe one small shift? A shift in perspective, perhaps? Or maybe a small action step you could take today based on the signs you're recognizing? Something to think about.